Hello and welcome to Mindful Mondays. I'm your host, Sonja Shin. I have produced and reported on medical and health news for more than 2 decades. I'm also a life coach who is certified in mindfulness and meditation. And I am excited to be joined today by Katrina Rao. She has been in the health and beauty industry for more than 25 years. She's a licensed esthetician, a holistic health practitioner, a massage therapist, and also an educator for Estée Lauder. Now, welcome, Katrina. It's good to see you.
Thank you. So good to be here.
So Katrina and I have done videos for a long time when we both lived in San Francisco. Now I am in San Francisco and Katrina is in Southern California in Temecula. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. Now, Mindful Mondays is all about how to use mindfulness to breathe more peace and happiness into your life. And today our focus is on skincare, how you can use mindfulness, with everyday products that you use every day. So instead of rushing through your skincare routine, now we're in this land of, where there's all these multi-step products, like you can do 5 things in one, save time. And however, I advocate for doing the opposite, like taking your time. My mother is Korean, so I am well versed in the beauty ritual, and Katrina, is definitely as well. So which is why I think we sync so well. And so we're going to talk about how you can take mindfulness into your morning routine. I don't have anything on my face, and Katrina, also your evening routine. Katrina's got makeup on. So Katrina, do you want to get us started? So say it's like the end of the day, we're feeling wiped out, like we're sheltering in place, and what would be a good step to start with?
Absolutely. So the first thing, of course, is to have something of a night ritual that you can count on, that's going to make you feel good and also take the day off and calm and soothe your skin as well as your senses. So I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Microlensing Balm today. It looks like a balm, if you can see that. It's kind of hard in a setting like this, but it actually has some amazing textures. And so the first texture you're going to see is more of a balm. It quickly goes into an oil, and once you put a little bit of water on it, it actually turns into a milky cream cleanser that takes everything off. So I'm going to do that. It takes a really easy, quick removal process. You can take it off of even your eye makeup if you are being done for the day, and in the morning you may not have eye makeup, obviously, hopefully, to take off. But what it will actually do is, and I see you smelling it.
I love this. I have this too.
so good. And what you're smelling there is a lavender and chamomile, which is great for aromatherapy to help calm and soothe not only your skin but your mind for restful sleep.
Yeah, when I was a health reporter in St. Louis years ago, I did a story on aromatherapy and the power of that. And it is really amazing because it does really trigger the brain and reduces that stress so nicely. So I love just smelling this. It really just helps me unwind. And also a nice thing too about this, what I love about this is that it's so like gentle on the skin. So there's some cleansers, if you use like a traditional, just like foaming cleanser to like take off makeup, it's not really a good idea. And you can do a lot of unnecessary tugging and pulling on the skin, which I think, does that contribute to wrinkles? Is that right?
Absolutely. So micro tears in the skin can actually cause not only damage initially, where you can have breakouts or problems that way, but over time, it breaks down the skin's natural barrier that is protective. And at that point, then you do get the wrinkles or the sagging or other things that affect your skin on an ongoing basis. So what I do love about this is most people like a clean feeling. They don't like a film left on it, so it doesn't leave a film at all, but it doesn't give you that tightness that a lot of soaps or cleansers will do. So that's why I love it. It is a micro cleanser. So what that means is that it gets to the deepest level of that pore and gets out any of the small particles that are left from makeup, sunscreen. It's really hard to get sunscreen off, believe it or not, and a lot of our long wear makeup that we use that has a lot of pigments in it. So that's why I love this one, because it's a really easy, quick removal, and it takes great care of your skin as well.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Now, I also want to inject why this is not just your traditional beauty skincare video. The reason we're talking about something that's very traditional in skincare is that a really effective method of reducing anxiety is to focus on your senses. So whatever you're seeing and smelling and touching, we're not going to taste this. So if you want to have some tea. But if you feel like you're, overwhelmed with all the things that are happening in the world, daily stressors, which are to the hilt right now, this is a really simple way. You don't have to go to a retreat, go off on some big vacation, or, go to because right now we can't go to necessarily like a spa or something like that. So this is a wonderful way, a very cost-effective way, a very affordable way to bring that retreat spa experience at home without spending a lot of money. And that's how I basically learned this, as I was growing up. My mom worked in a factory. My dad was a school teacher. We didn't have a lot of money. That's why I have this love for Estee Lauder, because it was one of the first counters that my mom took me to. We would go and we'd always get like a good deal. Mom was like the queen of like finding the good sales and the deals, stretching our dollars. Excuse me. And so she took me to the Estee Lauder counter when I was in my early teens and told me I could pick anything I want. I could pick one item, but I could pick anything I wanted at Estee Lauder. And I got like a tiny little eyeshadow, a lilac eyeshadow, super light. And I just felt so fancy.
Right.
And it was a way that even though there were a lot of stresses in our life, there were a lot of money challenges. It was like the peace zone was going to the cosmetic counters. It was the place where Mom and I bonded and really decompressed. And so I just want to share with everyone that this is a really simple way. And I realized that she was always, getting the gifts with purchase, and it was a way for us to get a bang for our buck. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Now the next thing, I am going to join in and take my glasses off. So is this micro essence. So I also grew up, my mom was really a big advocate for these kinds of, like some people call them softening lotions. And so micro essence is called a skin activating treatment lotion. I'm barely reading it because I don't have my glasses on. So,
okay, you have a lot of.
Then tell us what we're doing here.
So you're going to take this, and instead of like a traditional toner where you use a cotton, you actually are going to just do a few drops in your hand, press it together, and you're going to press it nicely on your skin. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I take a few breaths here just because it feels so good. It's cooling, it softens, it hydrates, it feels like a drink of water for your skin. And what it's doing is much more than water. But what it's doing is protecting your skin and helping to, it helps with your moisture barrier. So building that moisture barrier up helps your skin to retain moisture.
And don't forget to put it on your hands too.
Yes.
Whatever's left over, put it on the hands. Yeah. Decollete.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, now that we're in summer, like that cooling feel, it's so, we're almost to summer. Like, are we?
Yes. Down here, we're pretty warm today, so I'm liking it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really helps to also let the other products that we're going to use in the ritual, it's going to help draw it in and get it deeper into the skin to truly work better. So it's a nice pairing for the next product that we're going to use, which is a serum.
Yeah, and if a person's sensitive to smell,
not much.
Really not much of.
No.
It smells kind of clean and fresh, but not like perfumey or anything like that. Like it's
there's no fragrance in there.
I'm going to interject too because my lips tend to get dry, so I have this. What is this called? It's Bloomin Lip Balm.
Yeah, the Bloomin Lip Balm. I love that one.
So is there color in this, or is this?
It actually just helps with the lip flush of your own skin from this, the lip skin from the stimulation, but it's not like those biting things or, you know, a lot of those clumping ones that are a little too much to handle. This is actually all about nurturing the lip skin. I have one similar that is actually a lip repair that's similar. It's in that same family. So I'm going to use that because that's my favorite.
So is this actually giving me like a little bit of a rosy flush?
A little bit of it, yeah.
Oh,
Your lips
nice.
look great,
Like
Sonja. See?
Okay. But it looks healthy and natural, which I like.
Yeah, there's no tint to it. So it's not putting a colorant on. So you can use it with any color or by itself to just enhance your own natural lip.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. I actually, you're going to laugh. I was having a really stressful day and with a photographer. I was on a shoot and I pulled out some essential oils and I was like, here, smell this.
Yes. That's why I do, like, hold on, I need my lavender.
We got to calm down.
It's a cleanser, but it's also a sanity inducer, you know.
You can be even in a live van freaking out on deadlines like the stress.
I now have my skincare on my desk. Not that everybody does that. I'm unique in that situation because it's part of my business, but it's so funny because I do pull out my products just to calm myself down, you know.
Oh, yeah. We need that.
And the tips and all of that. Like you had said, it really is about taking that little extra moment to maybe enjoy the scent or enjoy the texture or to breathe through applying that really help.
Yeah, yeah. I think that focusing, I mean, it's very similar to a tea ritual. It's just like focus on each step, you can have a beauty ritual. So, okay. So now take us through, so I know that advanced night repair is very popular and I've got two.
Yeah.
Is this something I should use together or
absolutely.
One at a time, or what do you recommend?
Yeah, so the first one we're going to use, and you can absolutely use them together. The first one I always suggest is our advanced night repair. It is the #1 serum in the world. I don't like to brag much, but I'll brag on that because it is pretty incredible. Okay. And it is, the reason why I picked this one, and you can use this before any serum or standalone, is that, and you're going to take 5 drops, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Is that it has no oil. So it's very thin and it's going to go into the deepest layers of that skin to really start working. And so one of the things I like to do is a Hart Ritual. So 2 hearts, one big and one small. So every day you have to love yourself, whether you're feeling it or not. Aww. Right? And then it should go right in. So if you're using any more than you need, it won't go right in and you'll know that you're using too much. You don't need much at all. And yes, I use it for my cuticles, flyaways. I just use it for everything. But what it truly is doing is it's addressing all key signs of aging. You mentioned some before about wrinkles or lifting and firming. This will truly help that. And how it does it is that while you're sleeping, that's when your skin is repairing. And this is giving your skin the perfect optimum environment for repair at night when we sleep. And one of the ways to do that is to truly hydrate. So it has that hyaluronic acid in it. And when you're sleeping, we actually lose moisture. So I don't know if you're like me, but when I wake up in the morning, I am so thirsty. Yeah. So thirsty. Yeah. It's because our whole entire body, how it is able to repair itself is by the hydration it has. So we lose more hydration just by sleeping than any other time.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that interesting? Who knew, right? Yeah. And some women know because we're like, oh yeah, we sweat during the night or those kind of things. But truly anyone that's in a repair mode at night, we are actually losing a lot of moisture and hydration. Okay. So that's one way. Besides, I also drink a lot of water. I have my water right here. I drink a lot of water before bed as well, and first thing in the morning.
And I did just read actually this morning that drinking water can also help with if you're that stress, that fight or flight response.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Everything about our bodies function better when we're properly hydrated. Yeah. So it helps with calming. It helps with repair. It helps with our skin, the density of our skin, all of those things.
Now we have just a couple minutes left. So take us through
Wrap it up.
finishing up the skincare routine.
Absolutely. So at night, I'm going to use my Revitalizing Supreme Plus Night. And it's a moisturizer, and you're just going to want to take any moisturizer that you choose. This one I like because it's a night one, but we also have day. And I'm going to go ahead and press it into the skin. And then I'm going to actually do a little massage technique, which shouldn't take you too long. But what you do is you just press along the jawline all the way up.
Oh, that feels so good.
Does that feel good? To the temple, and then glide back down. So whenever you're pressing, it goes up and you glide back down. And I always tell people, just do it in threes. Take nice deep breaths while you're doing it.
Oh, this is amazing. Now this is also good. Isn't this like good for like lymphatic drainage or something like that?
So it's helping to move that lymph, any of that moisture, and getting it out of the face. So if you don't want to look puffy before maybe being on air or, you know, being on all these million Zooms,
yeah.
And you'll start to see the blood flow in the skin. Yeah. It's so good because that's getting oxygen and nourishment to your skin from the inside.
Yeah, a friend of mine is a professor in physical therapy, and she was saying, like, you know, all these different creams and CBD and stuff, and she was saying, honestly, I think it's just the act of the physical touch and massage that has the most therapeutic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one last step is our eye cream, which has all those beautiful benefits that we had in our serum, our Advanced Night Repair Serum. We have in our Advanced Night Repair Supercharged Eye Complex. And the reason why I love this one now, I just take a tiny, tiny bit. I don't know if you can see. It's a tiny amount. Okay. I use my little ring finger. I press in, middle, and out under the eye. I lightly sweep. If you don't have eye makeup on, you can go all the way around. And then I do a little piano fingers underneath. That helps to remove any darkness, puffiness underneath that and gives that microcirculation. This also helps with blue light, which is what we are bombarded with being on Zooms and watching television and being on our phones.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know about you, but I feel rested, and it isn't quite time for bedtime for me, but I would love just go meditate for a little bit. What do you think? What do you say, Sonja?
I think this is a wonderful start to my day. Oh my goodness, Katrina, this is wonderful. And also, I always want to emphasize, take whatever is left and put it on the hands and the cuticles, and the neck too, because those are signs, like common signs. I worked with an amazing photographer who has done incredible things. He's now a movie director. He did like test photos for Pink and everything. And I remember years ago him telling me that you can tell someone's age by looking, you know, at their neck and their hands. And so after he told me that, I was like, oh boy, okay. Well, I'm just put everything in my hands. And I remember going to a skincare counter in San Francisco one time, and she was like shocked at my hands. So I think putting all those serums really makes a difference. Yeah.
I will say that's why when you looked at this, other serum, we didn't talk about it, but I'll tell you, it's also great for dark spots on the hands. So it's truly a brightening serum. So I always use it on the back of my hands. It has a ton of vitamin C and 2 different types of ferments that help to break up any of that dark spot and to block for any new dark spots, and then also to boost hydration and boost brightness.
And hand massage is also super therapeutic.
Oh my gosh! Take your time. If you have time, like really, and pull all that blood flow all the way through. It feels incredible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Katrina. This is wonderful. I feel so relaxed. I feel like really ready to take on the day. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're glowing, and let's do this again soon. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Mindful Mondays with Sonja Shin and Katrina Rao. Thank you for coming, and we hope you'll join us again for more Mindful Mondays. Take care.